G'day folks, on a typically cold and damp northeast Victorian winter's day, I've decided to come to Lake William Hovell to do a bit of bait fishing. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Now my lines are already in because I filmed an introduction that I wasn't happy with, so I deleted it and filmed a new one. 2 lines, both baited with Jan-Juck worms, a running sinker on that rod, a paternoster rig on that rod. The weather's, in some people's eyes, the weather's miserable. In my eyes, it's beautiful. I love this time of the year. I love this type of fishing this time of the year. It can be very, very slow, and sometimes I can sit here for hours without getting a bite. But gee, it's relaxing. And check out my accommodation for the day. I bought this umbrella-y, shade sail-y sort of thing at Anaconda in Albury back in the summer months for shade. It's a great shade sail. It keeps the sun off me in the summer. But in the winter, it's equally as good because it keeps me out of the wind and out of the rain. I can sit there. I've got some afternoon tea. I've got my chair, my camera gear, my fishing gear. I've got a thermos in the car so I can have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee later. Just wonderful. Perfect way to spend a dull and gloomy winter's afternoon. Well, the lines have been in for about 20 minutes and I haven't had a touch yet. I haven't heard any reports from Lake William Hovell. I'm not coming up here on the back of some amazing fishing reports. I have heard nothing. I don't know if there's anything biting at all. Usually this time of year I pick up 1 or 2, maybe 1 or 2 trout or 1 or 2 small redfin or a combination of both. And I have caught the odd carp in here, but I've also had plenty of fishless trips up here this time of year. I've got my time-lapse camera going, doing its thing down there. Right, the lines have been in for about an hour. I can't remember exactly what time I put them in, but it's 2:30 now. I think it was about 1:30 or 1:40. That's about an hour. Anyway, I haven't had a single nibble, so I'm just going to check my baits, just in case I have had a nibble that I haven't seen and it's stolen my worms. It's always good just to check, just in case. I kid you not, I just heard something has been picking at them worms, actually. Most of the worm's gone, the tail's gone. I might put a fresh worm on there. I kid you not, I just heard a tree fall down over there. It was so loud, you could hear it echoing right across the lake, and you couldn't see where it was. I couldn't see where it was. Before I rig that up, I'll just check this bait as well. This has actually got a fish on it. This is why you check the bait. Or is it might be weed. I think I got a bit excited then. I felt the resistance and thought I had a small fish on here, but it's just a bit of weed. Oh well, false alarm. Had a near fish experience. That worm hasn't been touched. So I've been here for an hour, haven't had a single nibble, although there is a bit of worm gone off that other line. So I put a fresh worm on there and get it straight back out. Right, I put my running sinker rig back in. I can hear the water raging over the wall of the lake down there. I actually stopped on the way in and had a look. There's a lot of water coming over. Righto, 2 hours in, it's currently 3:30 and still not a single nibble, nothing. It is 4:30 and I've just had my first nibble. It's only taken 3 hours. I just had a nibble on that rod on the right, the only rod. The other one's out getting a new hook and sinker put on it because I got snagged in those reeds down there. Right, I've got about an hour of daylight left. I've had one little nibble about 5 minutes ago and that was it for the last 3 hours. Now I'm entering the twilight hour and I've got fresh bait on each line. Can I catch a fish at twilight? It's been very slow. Yeah, pretty reasonable old nibble here then. Got it. Alright, I've hooked up to something very small. A tiny redfin.
I want to down here closer to the water.
This tiny redfin has been 3 hours in the making. Right, 2 fresh, juicy janjuckies on there, and I put my line back out. That didn't take long at all, only about 195 minutes. 3 hours and 15 minutes, but you know, it's true what they say. Winter is the time of year to catch the big redfin. Got a big bite of me running sinker rig. I got him. Oh, I done him. Bugger. That was a good bite, that. I put it straight back out. Just had a bit of a nibble on me running sinker rig. What I'm going to do is open the bail and let it take some line. I think it's just, they're still pulling there now, but it shouldn't feel the resistance of the rod. There's something, there was a bite just then. Just as I picked it up, it had a big tug. There it goes. Got him. Whoa. Whatever it is, it's either wrapped in weed or it's not a bad fish. Oh, my line's wrapped around something. The fishing rod holder. There we go. Doesn't feel as big now that I'm untangled. What have I got? Well, it's got a bit of kick to it. It's a trout, I think. It's a Lake William Hovell brown trout. In fact, it's not a bad size one. I think he might end up in my smoker box. I might just get a quick photo. I'm going to put this fish back. It's a nice brown trout. I was going to put it in the smoker box. It's too dark for any release footage now, so he's very lean. He's keen to go. Lean and keen. 2 fish, 1 tiny redfin and 1 okay trout. If it was fatter and in better condition, I would have kept that fish, but I can't help but think that that fish has just come back down out of the river having finished spawning, and that's why it's in such poor condition. The fact that it was lip hooked and quite underweight, I might as well put it back and catch him, and he's got a bit of weight back on him. Or her, whatever it is. 4 hours bait fishing for 2 fish, 1 tiny redfin and 1 okay brown trout that was very lean, very skinny. The fishing here is very, very slow at the moment. Would I come back tomorrow and do it all again? Absolutely I would. I love the place and I've had a fantastic afternoon, and thank you all very, very much for watching.